Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ohio Gripe. I have no idea what episode this is.
Episode 3 of season 2?
Maybe.
Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. But who cares? So, how you guys doing today? I tried to have a nice picturesque picture for you, but yeah, that didn't work out like at all. I have the lights on. You can see some snow in the background, but it looks awful. So, sorry. I'll try to do better. So, we have a few topics today. It is the middle of January. Actually, it's almost the end of January. So, try to talk about some things to keep you warm out there in the frigid cold. We've had quite the cold winter this year.
Oh, God, it's getting colder and colder.
It's almost like Ohio is making up for all of the rainy winters.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the last few years we've had, well, the last couple of years we've had snow. But before that, it was a lot of rain in the wintertime, a lot of warm days, and now it's just like Ohio has returned.
Mm-hmm. The last couple of years, the snow would come and then be gone in a day or so.
Yeah.
This is sticking.
Well, yeah, it's been in the single digits for over a week now.
It's crazy.
And one time, this is kind of funny, I have to talk about it. I took a screenshot on my phone. It said it was 0 degrees. And I thought that was kind of funny. If it had been negative, that would have had more effect maybe. But I thought the fact that it was just a plain old 0. So I took a screenshot, put it up on Instagram. And a girl I went to school with back in the Stone Age, she commented, "Oh, here in Florida, it gets all the way down in the 30s at night." I felt like saying, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you."
Floridian sissies.
But, yeah, I just kind of went and moved on.
Everybody I know that goes to Florida says, "Oh, you'll be that way if you ever moved here."
Yeah, I have no doubt. I can't wait to move out west and be like, "Oh my gosh, 50 degrees is so cold. I could cut glass with my harpals."
Yeah, that would suck.
Anyways, but hey, what are you gonna do? At least it ain't raining. I don't know. There's something different about the snow. If it snows, you just brush it off. But the rain seeps in, gets you all wet, all dank and damp. A lot of words that begin with D, like damn.
Deep freeze.
Deep freeze. Shrinkage starts with an S, but
Yes,
that's a
it
man
does.
thing.
Detraction.
Detraction. Stick an air hose up your butt so you can, I can see it. Now I can pee. Anyways. But enough about that. Hey, we haven't had a single drop frame yet. We're getting better at this, people.
Good.
All right.
Is it the equipment or is it just the internet?
It's probably the fact that it's late and nobody's on.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a theory. Okay, if you got the phone company providing your internet, what slows your internet down is the distance between your home and the substation. The further away you are, the slower your speed is. However, it's different if you're on cable, like we're on Maslin Cable. That slows down the more people on your street are on. Okay, That's what I heard. And right now it's what 11:30, so it's Sunday night, so everyone's in bed getting ready to go to work. So maybe that's why. But yeah, we haven't dropped a single frame yet.
Well, we can live with that.
Yeah, that's good. I know you don't care.
No.
Especially if you're listening to this and not watching it. By the way, I should point out that we are live streaming these now. We do it at a different day, different time, so it's impossible to catch it. But we are live streaming this to YouTube, so in retrospect, you can always go back and watch the full episode uncut. If you go to rumble.com, you will still see the individual topics, so you won't have to spend an hour or more. But if you are, I know my brother wants to watch the whole episode, so we are now live streaming on YouTube. And as long as we don't talk about anything political, medical, religion, economics, presidential in any country, anything offensive, transgender, poverty, racial, automobiles, gravel, the depth of the sun.
Trees.
Not allowed to talk about growth in any way, shape, or form. We should be okay, and we shouldn't be banned from YouTube. Shouldn't be. If we are banned from YouTube, I don't care.
They like to ban people for
They
no
do.
reason.
I think it makes them flex their tech muscles.
Yeah, they think they're exercising their rights or something.
Yeah, they're exercising something.
I don't know
But
what you call
enough
it.
about YouTube. That's a depressing subject.
Yes, it is.
Seeing as how it used to be one of my favorite websites of all time, and now it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to.
Crap.
I guess it's
Facebook.
become the Vince Neil of websites. It used to be great, sexy, danced on stage, had a great voice, and now it's just bloated, broken down, can't sing. Just sad because it won't give it up.
You're so nice.
It won't give it up.
It won't quit.
Yeah, it keeps, it's just every day it's there, but it's just a mere shadow of what it used to be.
A very big shadow.
Like I could complain. If I do make it big, though, at least I'll start out fat. Like Meatloaf unfortunately passed away, but I could try to fill his shoes. I might have to eat a couple of pizzas, but actually I think I'm bigger than he is.
Really?
I think so. I ever since my surgery, I've been gaining weight pretty steadily. I was like between 280 and 290 for years, literally years. 280 to 290 flex. I always fluctuate within a 10 pound. I know some people say 10 pounds is a lot, but my body can drop and gain 10 pounds in a week. But since the surgery, I'm now up to 320.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't mind being 280, but 320, even I have my limits. So I'm trying to figure out a way to lose weight without starving myself. And there's no way I'm going to get gastro bypass. I'm just not doing that. I have more willpower than that. I'm not going to the gym, though. Y'all can kiss my ass. I have 2 sets of stairs in my house. I will run up those things before I pay someplace and exercise. Why do they put the exercise bikes in front of the windows? Why do they think people want to drive?
It's like watching the fish. They want to see the people
Fish?
outside can see you.
Fish?
Look at them go.
What whales, maybe? It's so rude. Yeah, okay, look, I'm a big fat dude. I'm trying to lose weight, so I want to get on elliptical. Now I got to stare out this gigantic window at people driving down the street at 5 o'clock in the morning with their coffee going. And then they put their coffee back down because now they're grotesqued out. Either that or they start laughing and watch cars crashing every 5 minutes. It's like, why do I have to be on display? Stop it, okay?
It's entertainment for other people.
That's
all.
terrible. That's not motivation. That's terrible.
No, it's not. But it's the way it is.
And then you get a school bus ride. Kids are cruel. Throw down those windows just to point and laugh. Even the fat kids are laughing.
I can't argue with that. That's true. They are kind of cruel.
Why do they put all the exercise equipment in front of the windows? Hey, here's another thing. How come the gyms haven't gotten virtual reality?
Some do. There's those Peloton bikes that you can.
It's VR. I knew it has a little screen.
It's not VR, but
yeah, that's what I meant. Like
you
VR.
work out with the video, but
Now, if you were on VR, if you got VR, then would you care that you're on display for everybody? Because you wouldn't see it.
no,
You'd be playing Fortnite, running
I
around.
wouldn't give a crap.
I think they should put VR in those gyms so you can actually just disconnect from the world for the 30 minutes that you're literally working your ass off and accomplishing nothing.
There's enough VR games that you could probably do that. Get some kind of exercise going on from that.
I'll watch Joe Rogan while exercising. He doesn't have much to say about fat people. He's actually not that bad.
No, he's
like
not.
some of those conservatives, like Candace Owens, she's fucking brutal. You're going to die.
Well,
This statistic says your fat ass is going to die.
She's not wrong. Statistically speaking, the heavier you are, the more pressure you put on your heart and everything. So
Yeah. The funny thing about that, you mentioned the heart. In my personal opinion, in my vast medical expertise that I have of a huge just bucket of information to pull from in all my years of super high quality education, I think that exercising, as far as your heart is concerned, is actually worse than being fat. Think about it. You don't lose weight until you get your heart rate up. So if you go to the gym 3 times a week, you're stressing the crap out of your heart.
Yeah.
Everything else might be doing good. You know, your muscles get all tight.
But the heart is just another muscle that you're training, that you're strengthening.
I don't know. Because the heart doesn't rest. It rests for a millisecond. I don't know. You could be right. The way I see it, if you care about your heart, take a nap. Because I think your body actually heals and does better while you're sleeping. I don't know. Maybe because I'm healthy. I'm just fat. I don't have any real problems. I'm just fat. And one thing that I have always been able to do up until I hit 20 is sleep.
Yeah, that's not been a problem.
We dropped 347 frames. We need to go back and find those frames.
Go catch them.
Anyways, so that's, now you know where I'm at. I need to start losing weight. So diet is a 4-letter word. And for years, I've been on a seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So now I need to try to find a way to, I don't know. I'm all about substitutions, though. Like, I don't mind not eating crap as long as I can substitute it with something that's good. The problem is finding something that's good. That is not easy, folks, okay? The food that they claim is organic, like organic potato chips, kiss my ass. I don't care how
chips.
I don't care how organic that potato was. When you dunk it in grease, fuck off. Anyways, like organic eggs, I will slap. I don't care. I don't care how much science you have. You cannot tell me that there's every egg is organic. It's built by the chicken. It doesn't get much organic. It depends on what they eat. Fuck that. The thing is alive. It's obviously whatever. I don't care. I'm not buying organic eggs. I don't think they exist. What was I talking about? Oh, the food. I can't live on salad. And even then, when you let's be honest, what's the best tasting salad? Iceberg lettuce. What's the one lettuce they all hate? Iceberg lettuce. Well, I'm sorry, peeps. I'm not going to pull a lawnmower, man, and go back there and eat dandelions in my backyard. I'm not going to do it.
It doesn't mean you got to live on salad. I'm learning a lot about eating differently and eating better. Yeah, it's been eye-opening. Unlike
you, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but unlike you, I'm not going to fumble my way through it. I'm going to a dietitian, and I'm going to just throw my fat ass in the chair, and I'm going to say, it's your job to make me skinny. And it's my job to listen to her.
And she's going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat.
I hope. That's what I hope. I mean, like I said, I like a lot of different foods. So I have a theory I'm going to run past her. If you eat a single piece of pizza, not like the New York slice that you need, like you're holding like a plate or something, just a normal slice, a single slice for breakfast. I don't know. There's a lot of bread there. I always thought that was a great breakfast. It had carbs, it had a little bit of protein, has some vitamins and some minerals, and it sticks with you and it gives you energy, right? But as long as you're moving, you'll burn off all that energy. But thinking about it now, it's an awful lot of carbs. You'd have to have an active morning. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily jogging, just not parked in front of a computer.
Right.
But
so for a lot of people, don't go to work. Go out and go for a walk.
Yeah. I don't know.
Something.
I don't know. Maybe I'll buy a moped. Mm-hmm. I can pedal it until my heart gives out, and then I'll start it and ride it for the rest of the way.
One of those ones.
Yeah. My eyes start crossing, and my arms stop, just go limp, and oh shit, I better
keel over from a heart attack.
Yeah. I think where I work is trying to do that anyways. They had me pick twice in 1 week in a row. Like I picked I picked Wednesday and then Thursday. And Thursday night, I'm like, kill me. Every muscle was like, you son of a bitch.
Well, that's what work's supposed to do, too.
I know, but they can rotate. They always make the old fat guy pick twice.
Yeah, they know you're reliable. That's all it is.
Reliable shit. Like I said, at the end of the night, I had a finger, a foot, and my tailbone was the only thing not hurting. I'm like, oh my God. It's like watching Tim Curry try to do track. In his current state, by the way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Tim Curry. One of my favorite actors of all time. Now all he can do is look at you and drool.
That's a shame.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
He was hilarious.
He still is. He just can't we just don't know it. Well, it's like Michael Schumacher, the famous Formula One racer.
Mm-hmm.
Was like a demon behind the wheel, and then he gets just. People need to stop skiing, okay? It's Sonny Bono plowed into a tree and killed himself. There was another one who. Leslie Nielsen.
Really?
His wife died skiing.
Oh wow.
And then you got Michael Schumacher plowed. I think he plowed into a tree. He's still alive, but he's all fuckered up. People.
I never got skiing. I didn't.
Well, I get it, but I'm not going to do it. And nothing else. You know what? If nothing else, quit skiing where there's trees.
Yeah,
if trees can survive a tornado, they don't care about your squishy ass.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Well, I can't help it. Like I said, I'm cranky because I got to go on a diet. I got to make I need to make a smaller carbon footprint.
Too late.
Well, I can work on the future. So I have a topic today. I'm going to talk about food, and Adam's got a couple topics, and one of them is food. So
yeah, they are.
So why don't you start with your gut-warming, beautiful topic?
Being that it's winter time and everybody wants to warm up, of course. I don't drink much coffee, but a lot of people do.
I have a single cup.
And I found the top 5 best-selling coffees.
However, I did last time we talked about a website that said you should drink up to 5 cups a day.
Yeah, I remember that.
What the fuck? That's a lot.
That is a lot.
5 cups of coffee? Would you just be sitting around going...
Shaking.
Are you cold? Nope.
Nope, fine. Just fine.
Yeah. Adam. All your pencils are sharpened. What's on your teeth?
Oh, my God.
All right. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead and talk about coffee.
All right. The number 5 coffee is called Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Comes in the cups like you like to use, the K-cup things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
I have a gripe about K-cups, though.
What?
Well, I use them because the wife uses the drip, and I'm too lazy to set up a new... you put the filter in there, and that's a lot of work. However,
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. However, if you think about this, in this day and age when everyone wants you to have a smaller carbon footprint, and everyone is talking about climate change, and all of these people complaining about how everyone's got cars, I guarantee every single one of those people has a Keurig and a K-cup. It is the most wasteful. You got what? A piece of plastic, a piece of metal and plastic, and a small filter, and a spoonful of grounds, and they make a single cup. So if you get an office full of people fighting for the, my God, my brain, fighting for...
Coffee maker.
Well, yeah, but if you get like an office full of people fighting for the climate, fighting the earth, God, I suck. What word am I looking for? The environment. Haha. They're all fighting for the environment, yet... all 50 of them with their cup of joe, and so now you got 50 of these K-cups that go to the, ocean or the, landfill.
Landfill, yep.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I do use them.
I know. I've seen them.
But I also believe wholeheartedly, that means my entire heart as a whole, a single pumping unit, I believe that K-cups don't taste as good as regular drip.
No.
But who gives a shit about me? Go ahead and keep going.
I don't drink them, so.
You should. You should have say 85 cups a day.
The number 4 best-selling coffee is the original Donut Shop coffee, which also comes with K-cup pods. So.
Wait, are we talking about like best K-cups or just best coffee?
These are just best coffees, the best-selling coffees on Amazon.
On Amazon?
Yes,
okay.
These are all on Amazon. Number 3 is called the Death Wish Coffee Company.
Holy shit.
It says it's the world's strongest ground coffee.
Well, at least they're honest.
This is not the best for connoisseurs, but it's if you prefer mild brew, it's worth a try for those who like dark roasts.
Did you say a mild brew?
Yeah, no,
that's kind of a
Death
contradiction.
Wish coffee is kind of a contradiction to mild brew. Number 2 is Starbucks breakfast breakfast
blend. Yeah, it's not bad. There's one. They have one that starts with a V that isn't bad, but I am not a Starbucks fan.
No,
I like Gervalier.
Gervalier, yeah, that's pretty good too, I guess. And the number one selling coffee on here is Lavazza Super Cream Whole Bean Coffee Blend.
Yeah.
I never even heard of that.
I've seen it in the stores, but I've never had it, so I shouldn't be sitting here going, "Meh."
No, my luck. Expensive?
It's about average.
It says
Gervalier is expensive. It's $9 a bag.
It says it's worth trying if you prefer grinding your own coffee, and it's a favorite coffee in Italy that's gaining popularity around the world.
That's another thing I don't like about K-Cups. In order for that tiny little cup to make a cup of coffee and not overflow, the grounds have got to be huge.
Yeah.
And the bigger the grounds, the weaker the coffee. So that's why like I said, I drink K-Cups every day because it's just easy, so I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite, but I much prefer regular grounds and drip.
Well, then do that. Get that.
I'm too lazy, bro. You got it, because the wife uses it in the morning. We got one with a timer. Dude, we got the Ninja. We got the Ninja espresso. Okay, I mean the thing's kick ass. It's all plastic, but it's still kick ass. There's a little thing you can flip on the back and it spins. You put milk in it and it froths up your milk. And we don't use it, but it's there. And then it's got this whole other Keurig thing you put in there. You can make iced coffee somehow. It's got 750 buttons. We only use 3 of them. It's amazing. And the $10 job from Big Lots.
Underused piece of equipment there. Then
yeah, but we could do it if we wanted it. That's the important thing, to have the choices. Imagine how happy you'd be if you'd had 13 cars in your garage, but you only used the one, but those other ones are there just in case you want to change it up.
No, I prefer hot tea over coffee.
Tea's good.
Yeah.
I don't mind tea.
If I want to warm up anyways, or hot cocoa, but tea's better.
Personally, cocoa's got too much sugar.
Yeah, it does.
Believe it or not, I do try to monitor my sugar.
Yeah.
But cocoa tastes good. Yes, it certainly warms you up. One thing I fell in love with is Lipton. Actually, there's several brands that make it, but Lipton is the one, because I recognize the box. When I'm shopping, there it is. That's why I buy it. But it's called, crap. It starts with a C. I think it's like calamine. I'm sorry.
Ask me.
They call it sleep tea. It's made from a particular plant, and I'm an idiot because I probably should just go in the house and get one. But anyways, it's made for sleeping, and it tastes real good, and there's no caffeine, and it does work. It makes me kind of, and then I go to bed, and then I lay there with my eyes open all night long. But I wish I could drink coffee like all day long, like have a nice warm cup of coffee.
Chamomile.
Chamomile, thank you.
There you go.
What's it called? Sleep Bliss?
Bedtime Bliss.
Bedtime Bliss. There are other brands that make the same exact thing, but like I said, I just recognize the box, so I buy Lipton. But it is good, and it does, in my personal opinion, it helps me to wind down, and then I can go to bed. And here's the thing: you can Google this if you want, but I read years ago that the way they decaffeinate coffee, it's like really bad for you. Like the chemicals they use to remove the caffeine, it makes the coffee like damn near dangerous. So I kind of gave up on decaffeinated. I still have some, but I quit drinking it that much because it kind of spooked me. I mean, it could be BS, but I believe the website.
Yeah.
But you could Google it if you want to double check it.
Decaffeinated coffee.
Yeah, like how do they decaffeinate coffee? It's like a nasty ass like chemical process. I can barely read, so I probably got it all screwed up.
I'll find it. Give me a sec.
Oh, that's all right. We got an hour. Well, and everyone's out there so cold their ears are frozen.
You can go on about your food that you want to talk about while I look this up.
No, I can't. I can't go in the middle of your stuff. This is a big, long, drawn-out thing.
Okay, Decaffeination 101, 4 ways to decaffeinate coffee.
Is it a trustworthy website, or is it like jackalope.com?
Coffeeconfidential.org.
Oh, that could be anything. Go ahead.
/health/decaffeination.
Oh.
Let's see. I only need to be 97% caffeine free according to the USDA. before we look. It's always decaffeinated in its green state, unroasted. I didn't know coffee beans came in green.
Yeah, they actually bake them.
Greatest challenge, try to separate only the caffeine from the coffee beans. It's not easy since coffee is somewhere around 1,000 chemicals that are important to the taste and aroma. No.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to bring up a hornet's nest there.
That's all right.
I read it on a website that broke it down much easier because this seems to have a lot of information.
Yeah, it does. It is a lot. Coffeeconfidential.org.
But you can read up on it at home and see if I'm full of BS or if I have something there. But I decided I was just going to, because like I said, I like tea too.
It says originally it was called the Roslius process. A German guy developed it because he thought that too much excessive coffee drinking killed his father.
It's quite possible.
He used a chemical compound called benzene, which is a human carcinogen, so that process is no longer used.
Isn't that a drug they give for people for anxiety? Is benzene?
No.
Benzos? No, that's not.
Benadryl?
No, not Benadryl. That's for allergies.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about benzos, but I don't know the full name.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter. Someone out there is laughing at us. You guys are idiots.
That's okay.
You know what I have to say to that person? You're right. Anyways. All right. I didn't mean to interrupt. What else is going on with the coffee?
Benzene, trichloroethylene, dichloromethane, and even chloroform have all been used to decaffeinate coffee.
Chloroform?
Yeah.
Damn. They just went ahead and overpowered the caffeine with chloroform.
Yep.
That's a lot of caffeine. No, it's okay. This is decaf.
They use ethyl acetate.
Gesundheit.
Hailed by some to be more natural than other chemicals and safer than methylene chloride since it exists in minute quantities in ripening fruits, like apples and blackberries.
That picture looks like Scrapple.
Yeah.
For
that's the chemical compound. Ethyl acetate.
Ethyl acetate. Hi, my name is Ethyl acetate. How you doing?
This appears to be synthetic, it says, so they don't use that very often. Indirect solvent-based process. Blah, 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 blah.
He's really going off on that.
Yeah, there's too much. There's a lot here.
Oh, well. Is that all you had was just the first, or did I interrupt something?
No, you're good. You're good. That's all I had was coffee for now.
Half-ass. Well, I know that Tremont Coffee Company here in Massillon is my favorite. Dunkin's not bad. You know, you think about that because it's like you think it's the original. I don't think it is, but Dunkin' isn't bad. I know McDonald's has a pretty good cup of coffee if you can hold it. Because the shit, even after the lawsuit, I swear to God, the sun is warmer. But, you know, if you get your oven mitts out and put it somewhere for about 3 or 4 days and you can drink it.
Now, if I do eat or drink coffee, I usually get iced coffee. I prefer that over hot coffee.
Iced coffee's okay in the winter, but I'm so picky. I don't like iced tea. But I love hot tea. I don't like it super sweet either. But anyways, I mean, everyone has their preferences.
Yeah.
I wish I liked iced tea. When I was growing up, my cousin, who I spent a lot of time with when I was a kid, he loves iced tea. He used to buy Lipton iced tea, you know, little things back in the day because they were cheap.
Yeah.
And he'd throw, I don't know, 10 in a pot, put a bunch of water in it, and then boil it up. And he'd mix in just a little bit of sugar and pour it in an old milk thing, and he'd have a gallon of his favorite drink. And I was so jealous because soda is expensive.
Yes, it is.
And I used to drink soda when I was a kid. And here's this, he'd just make it up. It'd take about an hour, throw it in the fridge, just fill up his glass, and he'd drink it all day long. He still drinks a ton of it.
We was drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, I don't know.
When we were kids.
I didn't even care for Kool-Aid. I guess if you follow the package, it's just too syrupy. But that makes sense because even now when I get like the flavor, I get the individual flavor packets, and they're supposed to be for 16 ounces of water, but I put it in the full-size Gatorade bottle, so it's like super watered down. I don't know. I'm weird.
That doesn't sound good.
It is good. It's like refreshing because it's more water than flavor. It's got just enough flavor to where you're like, oh, I can identify that, but it's not real strong. You just drink it. I mean, that's a really dumb way to put it. You could just drink it.
No kidding.
God, I love a hamburger. You can just, eat it. Oh, Charmin, you could just drag it through your crack. But anyways. But yeah. That's what I love about Fords. You can, drive them. Which actually, that's saying something. Sorry. We're having gravity issues. But no, I like watered down flavor. I don't know, I'm weird. I like being watered down.
And cool food.
Yeah, well, I have kind of a sensitive mouth. I've always said that. Because you go to restaurants and they have to serve the food hot. Right. Not only is it the law, but 90% of people, this is cold, take it back. But I'm that one guy, who sits there and looks at my food for 15 minutes because it's steaming, because it's just too hot. My little mouth, I can't eat it. But that's my problem. And the good news is you just wait, and it will cool down, and then you can eat it. And then I commence with gustation, and God, it's so good. And everybody in the restaurant's like, oh my God.
As opposed to people who start right away and they're...
Yeah, that's true.
Can't swallow.
This is a true story. Dinah and I went out to eat, and we went to a really, really good restaurant in Massillon. The guy who actually put the guy we paid to do our wedding.
Okay.
He opened up a restaurant, and the food's really good, but it's an older building, so it's one of those where it's like 6 stores in one big building, so it's real long and narrow. So we sat at the seat, and there was people sitting beside us of lower class. I'm not talking finance. They had 2 kids, and then the wife, and then the husband. And every once in a while, and my poor wife still can't taste. Okay, we had COVID back in September. Mm-hmm. So she's already kind of behind the 8 ball because she can't taste anything. So what she likes to eat is simply based on consistency.
Yeah. Which
sucks. But I was looking outside. I can see, where you come in and the window. She was looking at this dude. And she said the guy was just... She would look up and see, the digestive process, the beginning of it.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, oh, my God.
That is disgusting.
And, of course, I looked at her and said, I thought we were in Massillon, not Canton. But we did have some fun at his expense, and I think he earned it.
Well, if he's eating like that, yeah.
Yeah, she said every time. And she said he was plowing the food in his face. Now, I can't say nothing there. I have to remain silent or I'd be a hypocrite. Because I do take... When I really get into something, which is about 99.999% of food, I tend to take big bites. Especially if it's messy. Like if I get a hamburger and it's, where you like take a bite and half of the contents start squeezing out the other side. I can't stand that. I paid for it. I want every bite. So I do this thing where I like spin the sandwich and you take little bites and I eat quick because it's coming out. And people think I'm just a slob, but to me it's like OCD. It's like I gotta get it. Oh my God, it's coming out the back. Gotta eat the back.
Yeah, I hate a messy sandwich.
I do the same thing with donuts. You take one bite, and even if it's not like a jelly donut, half of the donut's falling on the floor. So I'm like, oh my God, eat it quick. And I'm like, destroy the donut within a fraction of a second. But, most of it's just because I'm a fat slob. But there is a certain percentage of the fact that I have OCDs and I need to eat it quick.
No, you're honest. That's
I can't help it. If someone wants to laugh at my expense, I'll say, okay, well, hey, at least I put a smile on your face.
Yep.
You bitter fuck. Anyways. All right, well, carrying on with food. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other topics?
Yeah.
Like what?
I have a list of pet peeves.
Okay. All right. I decided, I need to start properly. I wanted to talk about what foods most commonly were eaten in the Midwest in the wintertime. Like I can mention a couple, like soup, probably really heavy, spaghetti. Of course, spaghetti probably gets eaten year-round, but since it's a hot dish, mac and cheese, anything baked like a tenderloin or a pork roast, beef roast or meatloaf, something like that. A lot of casseroles probably get made in the wintertime. A lot of mashed potatoes. But I found that coming up with that list, because I wanted not a list I made. I wanted a list to see what most people out there ate in the wintertime. As it turns out, that is an impossibility. I hit Google, which was probably my biggest mistake. And 15 pages in, meaning, the first page and then you hit number 2, loads the second. 15 pages in, I was still just getting recipes. So instead of them coming up with a list of what most people eat, they were just giving me, the 20, here's 20 favorite foods, and they were passing, trying to get you to make the recipe read their website. And it was really weird stuff because nobody has recipes. Nobody boasts about their great meatloaf recipe. I don't care.
Chili for me in the winter. I love chili.
Chili's a good one.
Yeah.
So I was going to do that, but like I said, I simply couldn't find the list. So I decided that maybe we'll revisit that if we have a guest on or something like that. Or maybe if you guys, for the first time ever, actually reach out and tell us what do you like eating in the winter? We would love to hear from you.
Beef stew.
Beef stew is killer. I make a good beef stew. I made when Jess was younger and she lived with us because she was younger. I made beef stew, but I made it like typical fat ass. I made huge chunks of beef. Like I would get those. My wife and I call it the bowling ball. I can't remember what cut it is, but it's a gigantic 10-pound slab of beef, and it was rounded on top. Mm-hmm. And I stuck it in a crock pot the day before, and cooked it for 12 hours. And let it, cook in its own juices. Then we would just rip a chunk off with some mashed potatoes, and then I would take the leftovers, which is almost always at least half of that roast. And I'd wait till it get cold, and I would cut it, dice it, but not tiny. These big meatball-sized chunks of beef, right? And then I'd cut the carrots up and the potatoes up in normal sizes. But I remember this one time, and everyone loved it. Dinah pretended to like it, and Jess loved it, and I loved it. And this one time, Jess grabbed this piece. I think it was the size of a softball. It had to be. Well, when she bit down, it kind of rolled and fell back into her throat. And of course, my dumbass, I'm so good, and then I see Dinah's face turn white. I mean, whiter than normal because we're white people. And I'm just, what's wrong? And then she finally swallows and she's choking. And I look and Jess is like, and then she just reaches in and yanks this softball of beef out of her throat. So she saved herself before I had a chance to lift my pathetic ass off the couch. And it scared me, so I downsized the chunks of meat.
That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, is it? I mean, it's kind of insulting. The girl was in her teens. She knows how to chew.
Oh.
So over the years, I thought, I didn't have to. I mean, it was an accident. She hit it, she chewed it wrong. It fell back in her throat. I didn't really have to downsize the chunk of the meat. Here, my daughter's so retarded, I had to make this differently. That's just, I didn't have to do that. But anyways, so that was my beef story. That's really all I got. Every time I make it, we eat it pretty easily. My dad taught me how to make a really good homemade chicken noodle soup. Dinah's not a big fan, but I love it. So stews and soups.
Chicken noodle soup sounds really good right now.
Oh, yeah, I got about 85 cans of Campbell in there if you want some. I'm not even joking. I bought it at BJ. I think it was like a 20-can box.
Jeez.
Well, at the time, I was still on that low-fiber diet.
Oh.
So pasta was it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see something here. I'm struggling. Okay, 42 minutes. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the recipes because I just couldn't find anything to make it interesting. But I did stumble, and then I picked myself up. So what we are going to talk about is I decided to look at how long does leftovers last in the fridge. Now, all of us know, most of us who are adults know that, you can push it. Like, I've eaten spaghetti that was 3 weeks old. Back in my 20s, I had some friends who lived in Canal Fulton. I swear to God, every time I went over to their house on the weekends, they're like, here, eat this. It's been in the fridge for a month. I'm like, okay. Never once got sick. If it was furry, I didn't eat it. I did have
hopefully.
that. I did have that limit. If it was looking at me, I didn't eat
It
it.
gave you the sideways glance.
Right. You know, if a piece of beef suddenly gives you the stink eye,
There's a
walk
problem.
away. Just walk away. But still, what is the recommended? So I have 3 websites here, and this is going to be a little tricky for me because I'm not that smart, but I'm going to try to go between the 3 of them, see if we can come up with any irregularities between them. One of them happens to be from the FDA.
Oh.
And it's really detailed, so you're going to have to bear with me here. This might take a minute. Okay, so the FDA refrigerator and freezer storage chart. It's this big-ass chart, and it's really detailed. The first thing that pops up is eggs, fresh in shell. It can be refrigerated 3 to 5 weeks. Don't freeze. It actually tells you don't freeze. Raw yolks / whites, 2 to 4 days. In the freezer, a full year. They'll last a full year if you separate them, or if you take them out of the shell. Can't freeze. Yeah, you can't freeze an egg because it'll explode. Hard cooked will last a week in refrigerator. It also says don't freeze. I wonder why. Liquid pasteurized eggs or egg substitutes opened 3 days is all you're supposed to do it, and it says don't freeze. Unopened. So that same carton will last 10 days in the refrigerator and 1 year in the freezer. This is where I get like, huh? How can you not freeze it if it's opened? But if you don't open, you can freeze it up to a year.
I don't know.
That's really weird. Okay, moving on. TV dinners. They actually have a whole thing for TV dinners. Keep frozen until ready to eat, 3 to 4 months. Now, all of us have that one. Like, I have a... crap. What's the name of it? It's a chicken pot pie. What's the brand that is famous for this?
Banquet?
Yes. Oh, my God. Right, all right. I have a Banquet chicken pot pie that I'm pretty sure is 11 years old. It moved with us twice.
Did it help you?
Huh?
Did it help you move?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's pretty...
By then,
it
might have
doesn't...
grown legs and arms.
Yeah, it doesn't move on its own, but I'm almost positive it's about 11 years old.
Wow.
And I don't think I'm going to eat it, but I also just way too lazy to throw it away. It's small, so you just kind of push it off to the side. And
it might be a good idea once a month to throw out old stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we do that
Go
in the
through the
fridge because
fridge
otherwise the fridge would just get so full.
Well,
But the
freezer,
freezer,
too.
yeah,
Stuff gets freezer burn and it's ruined.
yeah. Anyways, okay, so beside the 11-year-old chicken pot pie, TV dinners and frozen casseroles, 3 to 4 months in the freezer, otherwise throw it away. Deli and vacuum packed products. I love how they said that. Deli and vacuum / packed products. Store prepared or homemade egg, chicken, tuna, ham, macaroni salads. All right, so it's egg salad, chicken salad, blah, blah, blah. 3 to 5 days, and they say don't freeze it.
Right.
So there you go. I don't really know why. Pre-stuffed pork and lamb chops. So you're talking the pork chop that has like the stuffing in the middle of it. That's pretty specific. 1 day in the fridge is it. I'm imagining that's got to be uncooked, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I bought pork at the store, pork chops, and they've sat in the fridge for a couple of days until I got to cook them outside. And they're saying 1 day, so.
No, he's going to be talking about cooked then, maybe.
That makes even less sense. If it's cooked, it's got to last longer than a single day. But it says don't freeze. Store cooked convenience meals. Those are like when you go to the deli and you get the pre-cooked and they package it up. 3 to 5 days, don't freeze that either. Commercial brand vacuum packed dinners with SDA seal unopened can be 2 weeks in the fridge. Don't freeze that as well. Now this is where it gets to be, everyone's going to be like listening. So, according to the FDA, hamburger, raw hamburger and ground beef. So this is all raw stuff. Hamburger and stew meats, 1 to 2 days in the fridge, 3 to 4 months in the freezer. Ground turkey, veal, pork, and lamb. Exactly the same thing. 1 to 2 days, 3 to 4 months in the freezer. Now you got ham. Now remember, ham is pre-cooked when you buy it, okay? It's smoked. Ham that isn't smoked is just a gigantic pork chop.
Yeah.
So it has to be smoked in hickory. So ham and corned beef, these are both basically pre-cooked. Corned beef in pouch with pickling juices. So it says pickling juices. So I don't know what the hell that is. 5 to 7 days, drained 1 month in the freezer if it's drained. Okay. Ham, canned, label. Oh, canned ham. That's that really disgusting stuff. So we got ham, canned, labeled, keep refrigerated, unopened, 6 to 9 months. Damn. But don't freeze the canned ones because the cans will explode. Say don't freeze. Opened, 3 to 5 days in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. Ham fully cooked, whole, 7 days in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. Fully cooked half, which means you cut it in half and one half is exposed. 3 to 5 days in the fridge, same thing, 1 to 2 months. And then sliced ham is 3 to 5 days, or 3 to 4 days in the fridge, and 1 to 2 months. Now, hot dogs. Hot dogs are the same thing, okay? Hot dogs is ground up chicken. Well, if you buy the chicken, pork, and what's the third one? Chicken, pork. There's 3. Doesn't matter.
Beef.
Is it beef? It might be beef. It might be beef. Anyways, they're ground up, stuck in casings, and they are also smoked. Okay, so it's bologna. Bologna and hot dogs are the exact same thing. So they're already pre-cooked. You can literally open up a package of hot dogs and eat it, and you'll be just fine. So hot dogs and lunch meats in freezer wrap. This is the whole category. Hot dogs and lunch meats in freezer wrap. Hot dogs, open package, 1 week in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. That's really weird. Unopened package, 2 weeks in the fridge is it. After 2 weeks, throw them away or eat them. 1 to 2 months in the freezer. So fridge, 2 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. Lunch meats, open package, 3 to 5 days. Yeah, I don't do so hot there. I have bologna in my fridge that I bought before Christmas. But it's bologna. It's been smoked. I'm willing to bet money it's still safe.
It's been unopened?
No, it's opened. Here's another trick. Here's another tip. I learned this off of a woman who knows my wife, who then told my wife, and we all know about it. If you have lunch meat, like, when you go to the store and you buy, like, deli ham, and you throw it in the fridge, and then 2 days later it's, like, real slimy and wet. It doesn't matter if it's ham, if it's turkey, or bologna. Take it out of the original package, and you wrap it in either napkins or paper towels, and then throw it in a Ziploc. The paper towels absorb all that moisture, and it not only makes it fresh way longer, but it doesn't get that sliminess to it. Tried and true. I do it myself. But so yeah, wrap it in a paper towel or a thick napkin, and then put it in a Ziploc, and it'll be way better. Where was I? Oh yeah. Open package of lunch meat, 3 to 5 days in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. Unopened pack, 2 weeks. So like that thing of bologna, that Oscar Mayer, where your bologna has a whole name and shit. Unopened, 2 weeks in the fridge. After that, throw it away. All right, so now we have soups and stews, which I imagine is cooked. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a soup or a stew. Vegetable or meat added and mixtures of them. That's literally what they say. 3 to 5 days, 3 to 4 days is all you get. After 4 days in the fridge, chuck it. 2 to 3 months if you freeze it. Bacon and sausage. Again, both of them smoked. So bacon, 7 days in the fridge, 1 month in the freezer. Sausage, raw from pork, beef, chicken, or turkey, 1 to 2 days is all you get in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. Smoked breakfast links and patties, 7 days in the fridge, 1 to 2 months in the freezer. And then we have fresh meat. This is uncooked. Beef, lamb, pork, and veal. Steaks, 3 to 5 days uncooked in the fridge is all you get. And in the freezer, 6 to 12 months. That's pretty good, actually. Chops, meaning pork chops. It's exactly the same. 3 to 5 days is all you get in the fridge. 4 to 6 months, so half the time in the freezer. A roast. Yeah, roasts go for 3 to 5 days sitting in the fridge. And, that makes sense because after a couple of days, beef turns real gray.
Yeah.
All that blood comes out of it. I think it's blood. Doesn't matter. And then it gets it just gets unappetizing. It looks like a corpse. Where was it?
It's more some type of juices that they use to preserve it, I think. It's not really the blood.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read
You
that
could be right.
somewhere.
I always thought it looks like blood.
Yeah.
Variety meats, roast 3 to 5 days and then 4 to 12 months in the freezer. Variety meats, tongue, kidneys, liver, all the shit nobody wants to eat.
Nobody.
1 to 2 days in the fridge, 3 to 4 months in the freezer. And you shouldn't be buying this stuff anyways. Meat leftovers, cooked meat and meat dishes, 3 to 5 days in the fridge, 2 to 3 months in the freezer. Gravy and meat broth. My wife and I tried to freeze gravy, and it turns into. You ever watch that show on TV? You can't do that on television, where they had the green slime. Yeah, that's what gravy turns into when you take it out of the freezer. But they're saying you can freeze it. Gravy and meat broth, 1 to 2 days in the fridge. I know I've eaten gravy way older than 2 days, and 2 to 3 months in the freezer. Fresh poultry. Now, this one I knew was a big deal. Chicken gets nasty real quick. Chicken and turkey whole, fresh, meaning uncooked, 1 to 2 days. So after 2 days, throw it away. Frozen, it can go up for a year. Chicken or turkey parts, nasty, 1 to 2 days, 9 months in the freezer. Giblets, I have no idea what a giblet is, but it can go 2 days in the refrigerator and 3 to 4 months. And that's it. Cooked poultry and leftover. Fried chicken, 3 to 4 days is it in the fridge. Then it gets spooky. Sorry. And what's next? Cooked poultry dishes, 3 to 4 days in the fridge, 4 to 6 months in the freezer. And pieces plain. So this is just cooked pieces, 3 to 4 days, same thing, 4 months frozen. Chicken nuggets. Very processed. And chicken patties, exactly the same thing. 3 to 4 days in the fridge, 2 to 3 months in the freezer. Fish and shellfish. This stuff is like nasty. Lean fish, 1 to 2 days in the fridge, 6 to 8 months in the freezer. Fatty fish, same thing. Only 2 days in the fridge, up to 3 months in the freezer. Cooked fish, 3 to 4 days in the fridge, up to 6 months in the that's interesting. They started at 4. How do you, it says 4 to 6. How do you start something frozen in 4 months? Shouldn't it start at 1, the first day?
They're just saying it can last up to that long.
Whatever.
And still be good.
That's confusing. Smoked fish, 14 days in the fridge, 2 months in the that's interesting. Almost last as long in the fridge. Fresh shrimp, scallops, crawfish, squid, canned seafood, canned seafood, 1 to 2 days after opening, 1 to 2 days in the fridge, out of the can, 2 months in the freezer. So there you go. So that's what the FDA talks about now. This one here is foodsafety.gov, and it's basically, I'm just going to tell you the same thing. Boy, they have way less. So this one talks salad. This is egg salad, chicken salad, ham salad, tuna salad, and it's 3 to 4 days. It doesn't freeze well. So you're the one that's going to have to go back and listen to see because I've already forgotten half of the stuff I talked about.
Well, the other one said don't freeze that stuff.
This one does too. Does not freeze well.
Okay.
And then this one's hot dogs. Open package 1 week, 2 months, up to 2 months in the freezer. Unopened 2 weeks. I suppose I can go between the two and see what they say. See if it's exactly the same. Where was the hot dogs? Raw hamburger. There it is, hot dogs. So it says unopened 2 weeks. I think it's exactly the same. Hot dog. Yeah, okay, so it's exactly the same. Okay, so we're not going to bother looking at that one because it's exactly the same. Now we're going to go to Taste of Home. This is the one that's a little eye-opening because, wow, this one is really disorganized. All right, so this is tasteofhome.com. From meat to produce to condiments, here's how long staple foods they emphasize the word really last in the refrigerator. So here's how long food lasts in the fridge. Eggs, meat, and fish. Bacon, uncooked, 7 days. Chicken, uncooked, 1 to 2 days. Ground beef, uncooked, 1 to 2 days. Hot dogs, open, 1 week. I think that is slightly different. Lunch meat open 3 to 5 days. Eggs raw 3 to 5 weeks. Fish uncooked 1 to 2 days. Sausage uncooked 1 to 2 days. So that's it. And then they got prepared foods. Bagels. I mean, I've always wondered how long bagels last in the fridge. 1 to 2 weeks. Bread 1 to 2 weeks. Broth.
I don't even refrigerate bagels.
Yeah, some people do. Bread does last longer in the fridge. Broth 1 to 2 days. Cookies 2 months in the fridge. I guess just any kind of cookies. Leftovers. Just leftovers, 3 to 5 days. Rotisserie chicken, it's very specific, 3 to 5 days in the fridge. Tortillas, 4 to 7 days. That's really weird. I have tortillas sitting in my cupboard for like 7 months. Soups and stews, up to 3 to 4 days. Fruits and vegetables, that's the one thing the FDA didn't talk about was vegetables. Apples can go up to 3 weeks in the fridge. Avocados, up to 4 days in the fridge. Bell peppers, only 5 days in the fridge. Carrots, 3 weeks. Yeah. I have carrots in the fridge that I bought before Christmas. And I'm willing to bet they're still edible. Green beans, up to 5 days. Now, is that raw or is that canned? Doesn't matter. 3 to 5 days for green beans. And onions, 2 months in the fridge. Condiments. This one's interesting. So we got barbecue sauce can last up to 4 months. Now, the FDA didn't talk about this. This is from Taste of Home, so it's up to you whether you want to trust them or not. It says barbecue sauce can only last up to 4 months. Doesn't say whether it's opened or not. Jellies and jams, 6 months. Ketchup, 6 months in the fridge. Mayonnaise, 2 months. Pickles, forever. I'm kidding. 1 to 2 weeks is all. And salsa.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, who eats pickles? Salsa will last up to 1 month.
I eat pickles, and they sit in that fridge for months.
Years. I have relish in there. I think it's at least 5 years old. Dairy and
Why
all.
do you buy groceries? You don't eat them.
I know. You're absolutely right. Dairy and alternatives. I don't know what an alternative is, but butter can last up to 3 months. That's interesting. Has anyone ever thrown butter away because it's older than 3 months?
Not that I know of.
Neither me. And I know you
Unless
can
it's
freeze
fuzzy.
butter too. Huh?
If it gets fuzzy, I would throw it out.
Yeah, if it starts talking to you, feed me, Seymour. Cottage cheese will last up to 1 week. I kind of knew that. Buttermilk goes quick, even though it says 1 to 2 weeks in the fridge. Soy milk only lasts a week. Sour cream up to 3 weeks, and yogurt up to 2 weeks. So there you go. Now, what is this? It goes on. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit more. This just says eggs, meat, and fish. I believe it's the same thing, but it says bacon uncooked 7 days. I imagine this is the refrigerator, not the frozen. Yeah, I think this is just the fridge. So bacon uncooked 7 days in the fridge. Beef roast, steaks, and ribs uncooked will last. It says up to 5 days in the fridge, but I really believe they get funky after a couple of days. Chicken cooked, including rotisserie, up to 4 days in the fridge. This is actually different than what I just read, and it's the same website. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going. Chicken uncooked, only up to 2 days. Eggs hard-boiled will last a week in the fridge. Eggs raw, 3 to 5 weeks. That's the same as the FDA. Egg salad, up to 5 days is all. Fish cooked, up to 4 days in the fridge. Fish uncooked, 2 days, throw it away. Ground beef cooked, up to 4 days. Ground beef uncooked, up to 2 days. Hot dogs. Hot dogs is a big one. They all talk about hot dogs. Opened, up to 1 week. Unopened, 2 weeks. Lunch meat, opened, 5 days. Lunch meat, unopened, 2 weeks. Pork roast, chops, ribs, uncooked. So basically pork, uncooked, up to 5 days. Sausage, uncooked, 2 days. Shrimp, uncooked, 4 days. Shrimp, wait a minute. Oh, uncooked, I'm a dumbass. Shrimp, cooked, 4 days. Uncooked, 2 days. And, well, it goes into more detail. So I'm going to rip through this one quickly because there's a lot of repeats. So you got in the refrigerator, apples, 3 weeks. Apricots, 3 days. Avocados, 4 days. Asparagus, 4 days. Beets, nobody eats them, so they'll sit in there for 10 days, then you throw them away. Bell peppers, 5 days. Berries, 5 days. Broccoli, 5 days. I think it will last longer than 5 days, but who knows. Brussels sprouts, nobody eats them, so 5 days, throw them away. Cabbage, 2 weeks. Carrots, 3 weeks, that's the same. Cauliflower, up to 5 days. Celery, up to 2 weeks. Cilantro, 7 days is all. Corn, 2 days. That's really weird. Corn, only 2 days? Oh, well, what do I know? Cucumbers, up to 5 days. Eggplant, up to 4 days. Garlic, 2 weeks. Ginger root, 2 weeks. Grapes, 1 week is all. Green beans, 4 days. Green onions, 2 weeks. Lettuce, 4 days. Melons, 4 days. Mushrooms, 3 days. Okra, 3 days. Onion, wait a minute, didn't we already have onions? Oh, green onions.
Green onions.
Green onions, up to 2 weeks. Regular onions, 2 months. Orange juice, 10 days is all. Parsley, 7 days. Peaches, 4 days. Radishes, up to 14 days. What? I don't know what that is, so I'm going to move on. Spinach, up to 2 days. Tofu, nobody eats it. It should never be eaten. You should be slapped if you eat tofu. Rutabagas. Rutabagas.
I don't know what they are, but
that's a car. Anyways, 2 weeks.
that's
Tomatoes.
A Studebaker.
Tomatoes, up to 3 days. Turnips, up to 2 weeks. And zucchinis, which is the same damn thing as a... where is it? I know I read it. Doesn't matter. Zucchini, up to 5 days. Now, this is dairy. It's also a big list. Butter, 3 months. Buttermilk, 2 weeks. Cottage cheese, 1 week. Cream cheese, 2 weeks. Half and half, 4 days. No. I put half and half in my coffee every morning, and it lasts at least 7 days. At least, sometimes more. Hard cheese, which is like cheddar or Swiss, opened 3 weeks. Hard cheese, unopened, 6 months. Margarine, 6 months because it's actually plastic. Milk, 1 week. Yeah, we kind of knew that. Starts. Well, you just smell it. When it starts smelling rank, get rid of it. If it's lumpy, it's not cottage cheese. Processed cheese slices, 2 months because it's not real. Shredded cheddar cheese, 1 month. Soft cheese like brie is 1 week. Sour cream, 3 weeks. Soy milk, 1 week. Whipped cream, 1 day. Oh, yeah, because it starts, that's right. I made an ambrosia salad with whipped cream. I whipped the cream. And, yeah, after a day, it starts to turn into like a fucked up liquid. Whipped topping, which is like your Cool Whip, babe. That's 2 weeks. Whipped cream, 1 month. Wait a minute. That's literally...
Whipping cream.
Whipped cream and whipping cream. Boy, that's like 1 letter off. 1 month. Yogurt, 2 weeks. And then we have prepared foods, which I think I've mentioned all of these already. Bagels, 2 weeks. Bread, 2 weeks. Broth, 2 days. Cake or cheesecake, 1 week. Cookie, 2 months. Leftovers, just leftovers. That's a big freaking category. 4 days. Muffins, 1 week. Pie, 4 days is all. Rolls, 1 week. Stew and soup, 4 days. Tortillas. Who puts tortillas in the fridge? I don't understand that. Barbecue sauce. Yeah, I already read that one. Oh, spaghetti sauce, 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if there's anything. Mustard, 12 months. I kind of figured mustard lasts forever because it's a lot of vinegar. Frosted, canned, frosting. Oh, cake frosting, 1 week. So there you go. So that's, okay. That's what that is.
Most of the stuff is a week or less out of it after it's been opened.
Yeah, I know I ripped through that kind of quick, but oh well. Do you really care? I don't think you do. All right, bud, we got 6 minutes left. What do you got for us? Maybe I should have slowed down a little bit.
You could have drugged that out a little bit. We all have cell phones, so I was looking up how often you should replace your cell phone. Like
do they actually recommend? Do they recommend you replace it, or just if you want to keep up with the latest trends?
It all depends. Like there's this particular site called nextpit.com gives five criteria to think about when you're thinking of changing phones.
NextPit. That's a reliable sounding website.
Interesting. Number 1 is if it's slower than a game of chess is how they put it. So if your speed is really slow, you're having trouble keeping up with things like when you're changing from one app to another and it takes forever. you might want to consider changing phones. Excuse me, your version of your software is outdated. That basically, if your manufacturer is not going to update your system, it's probably a good idea to get a new phone because
that happened to my dad. My dad had an old track phone, flip phone. It was so old. They said, if you don't upgrade, we're ending your service.
Yeah, because they can't keep up. They won't keep up your security for your phone. Those type of things happen. If the battery runs out really fast, that's a good sign that you might need a new phone. But with the battery thing, you could possibly just get a new battery.
Some of them you can get to the battery, and some of them you can't.
If you're out of storage space. The internal memory, you can delete files and stuff like that. But if it still won't give you much storage space, you might want to get a new phone.
Don't forget, you can always move your app. Not every app, but you can move a lot of your apps to the SD card, and you can always get a bigger SD card. So that frees up a lot of space on your phone.
If your photos are getting uglier, like if your camera's been damaged or something, and your photos are not coming out very well, might be a good idea. Okay.
I just thought if you're getting uglier and your photos are getting uglier.
This website here called cleverdude.com.
Another reliable website.
Interesting one. He gives a little bit really quick, short ways to tell or things to tell you about when to do it. First one, it says yearly. If the latest tech is critical to your daily use, for example, businesses, then sell your old phone whenever a new version is released. So if you use your phone every day for something important, you probably want to get the newest version each time it comes out. Every 2 years, for those of you that view optimal battery life or being within the operating system service window, which is the updates that they'll keep up for you. That's important to keep. He says get it every 2 years. If you're okay with taking some actions like replacing your phone battery, deleting old pictures, things like that, getting rid of old apps, 3 to 4 years is okay to change your phone out. And then the last one, he says, if all you do is use your phone to call people, then your phone may last a really, really, really long time. So more than 4 years. You could have it for quite a while.
My phone is a 2013.
Yeah.
And it works fine. Matter of fact, that's why I have it, because I had a much newer Samsung. It's an LG, by the way.
Yeah.
And it worked like crap. I mean, it was faster, but none of the apps worked well in it. They were all glitchy and screwed up, and this LG just works.
No, there's lots of stuff that you can do, and those are all generally, as long as you're taking really good care of your phone. You're not just dropping it all the time and breaking things and whatever. There are things you can do to make it last longer, like getting rid of old running apps and making sure your updates are always up to date. Restart your phone like once a week at least.
Try to put all your apps on the SD card.
If you can, yes. Yeah. If something like that.
Make sure you remove Facebook. Don't use Facebook Messenger. It's just evil. That's my personal opinion.
Well, it seems like every phone comes with Facebook and Facebook Messenger nowadays.
That's a red flag. I disable that shit. Stop it and disable it. I don't need their Messenger. I don't even like Facebook.
Yeah, I know you don't. Failure book, as you call it.
Here's another hot tip. I was thinking about upgrading the cell phone, even though I really like my cell phone. The camera sucks in it, though. Not a great camera. But I was looking on Amazon just on a whim.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, you can buy off-brand like TLC, HC something?
HTC.
Yeah. And phones like that are extremely reasonable, and they're all unlocked, which means I believe that means you can take it to whatever carrier you're on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this one TLC, it had the whole 4-camera job, and it was real powerful, and it was a nice phone by the photos. Obviously, I don't have it in real life, but it was only like $300 compared to $800. My wife paid $800 for her LG. Now, she loves it, but still, it's an $800 phone. Now, I had a Sony years and years ago, and I absolutely adored it, and I ended up selling it when I finally upgraded, and it sold within an hour.
Yeah.
And I got like $100 out of it.
Nice.
I mean, this kid paid a lot of money for it because he knew it was a good phone. But soon after that, Verizon quit having Sony phones. And I was looking online, and I found Sony still makes cell phones, and they want $1,700
for a cell
phone for their phone.
Jesus.
That's what I said. I went, oh, shit.
Well, and of course, you can always change your phone just because you want to have the newest thing.
Yeah, that's
if you
expensive,
got that kind of
though.
money.
Well, they
whatever.
don't. That's why people are so broke.
They take loans out to buy a cell phone. It's crazy.
You get these guys and women who talk about how hard life is. Now they have no money, but yet they whip out a 1-year phone that they spent $700 or $800 for it.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up. No, you don't understand. I do understand.
You don't spend your money wisely.
I got a 10-year-old phone in my pocket, and it works perfect. It handles all the apps. It makes phone calls.
Yep.
But anyways, that's a personal preference. But
Yep.
I'm just saying, check out Amazon. I mean, I was telling my wife to tell my daughter because my daughter's a little rough on cell phones.
Okay.
She drops them, sits on them, things like that. She's kind of rough. They don't last a whole long time. And I was telling her, instead of spending $800 for a crappy Samsung, I said, this one TLC looked nice. I don't know how long it'll last, but let's stop pretending like they last a long time anyways. That website said 4 years and you get a new one. So it was like $200, like two somethings, like 300 rounded up. And I'm like, that's a really reasonable price.
Yeah.
For a brand new fancy phone.
Yeah.
And it was like Samsung Note size. The Notes.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big phone. Comes with a stylus and everything. So I think that's the route I'm going to go.
They're good.
Why not? I
phones.
buy everything else on Amazon.
My phone's pretty old, but I take care of it, so it does everything I need it to do.
The screen on mine's perfect.
Updated.
Yep.
Don't use too many crappy apps that you don't need.
Handles Instagram. That's the only thing I do on my phone.
The only thing I do is I keep a lot of pictures on there, but I don't need to. Yeah. I can transfer them to a disk or put them on a computer or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. We don't care. You and your brand new iPhone.
Oh, I hate iPhones.
I don't like Apple either. My mom has an Apple tablet, and where I worked at the when I worked at the repo company, they had iPads for a minute, and I'm like, this is pure shit.
Yeah,
pure shit. Nothing worked well in that piece of shit.
Nope.
And then they switched back to Samsungs, and gee, imagine that, everything worked. And that's really what I care about. I don't care about the fad and the I'm so uppity. I don't care. I want it to work.
Well, we're different than quite a lot of people out there.
I guess. But all right, well, we're 14 minutes over, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug on this thing. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully we'll be back next week.
We'll talk to you when we talk to you.
Adam is going to talk tomorrow about having oh, yeah, I wanted to mention that. If some of you may notice, Adam kind of has a bit of a double chin there.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to tell everybody that's not fat.
Not all of it.
He's got a thyroid issue, and it's pushing his Adam's apple. Get it? Adam's apple over. So
you can see it kind of going to the side.
Yeah.
There.
So I just want to let you know that he's not as big as I am, but he's going to go tomorrow and talk to them, and then are they removing it, or are they?
Yeah, it's out next week, next Tuesday.
So what does your thyroid do? Do you have to go on the hormonal therapy after that?
Maybe. They think that the other half of the thyroid will be able to maintain everything like it's supposed to. If they discover that there's cancerous cells in the thyroid, they're going to take out the whole thing. And then I'll be on thyroid medicine.
Well, what does the thyroid control?
It helps maintain your weight.
Well, mine sucks.
Controls your hormonal balance, I guess they call it, whatever.
All right, well, I hate to make fun of you, Adam, but that really didn't answer a question at
No,
all. So Adam doesn't know what the fuck his thyroid does,
all I know
neither
is
do
it's
I.
messed up my throat, and I've got to get it taken out.
Yeah. Well, we wish you luck. And he'll be back on before the surgery.
Oh, yeah.
If not, I'll club him like a baby seal. But, all right, we're going to go because we're way over. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, give me a minute. It takes me 15 minutes to...
shut it down.
Yeah, it's not an easy, quick process. See ya. Oh, nope.